What secrets men hide from women. When you decide to open up to a girl and she stays with you, it's incredible. It's really rare. Honestly, I can't imagine how something so simple can be so rare. Most women will never admit it, but they really don't like to see their men emotional. You're right, bro. I finally told my girlfriend about the shit that used to happen in my life. It's been 3 weeks. I'm on my own now. Words really hurt. I'm a singer, and today after a concert a woman came up to me and told me in front of my friends that she liked my music, but I needed to lose a little weight, and then continued to joke about how big I was. I know I'm too big for a singer, and in fact I've been going to the gym hard for 6 months. It's still more humiliating, and I was very sad. The worst part is that, as a man, I feel that the only way to get rid of these feelings is to tell people anonymously on Reddit. I'm not here for attention. I simply agree that just because many men don't express their feelings doesn't mean we don't have them, and that words do hurt. The best thing in the world is to have someone stroking your hair while you hold your head in their lap. My classmate said that my eyes look beautiful in the sunlight. I still remember her words, even after 20 years. As soon as you leave the room, we fart. So do not go back. I hate random boners and trying to hide them. The most uncomfortable moments I could ever experience. Everyone remembers that embarrassing day in high school when he tucked his hose into his waistband, and then the young teacher's assistant bends down to get the chalk. Many of you give terrible blowjobs, but we keep telling you that you are the best. Your breasts are like a black hole, and we need to do our best not to stare at them. And after an involuntary glance, we look at your face, but we still see your breasts. A full stomach and empty eggs are the key to happiness. A bunch of snitches in this thread. We like being in an emotional connection, and it's really true, no matter what anyone says. How vulnerable and insecure we really are. We don't say anything when we don't get many gifts on our birthdays or Christmas, but it's important to us too. It's not a manifestation of egocentrism or anything like that, because it's just a gift. But this is tangible proof that people care about us. And the variety of gifts shows which part of our personal life you tend to pay attention to. But maybe it's just me. We do not discuss the details of sex with our partners with each other, as women do. Sometimes all we want is true love and a warm hug. Sometimes we cry in the bathroom and come back with a smile. Sometimes we are afraid of God. You scare the shit out of 90% of us. Not me, but I still treat some women with distrust. When a man asks, "Will you take my jacket?" he deep down hopes that you won't, because he knows that without it he will be cold. The fact that even if you give us clear signs of sympathy, most of us will not take any action in return. We assume that you are just a good person, and we don't want to make fools of ourselves. I think about sex every 10 minutes. My husband is constantly subjected to sexual harassment at school, at work, etc. This often happens in the locker room or while working in a restaurant. I can't remember how many times I met men and women, not gay or bi, who grabbed my dick. Now I work in a hospital, and even here I am still harassed by patients. We buy cool toys for our children, especially boys, because we dreamed of them in our childhood. We know that appearance is important to you all. You need to stop pretending that you don't care and stop making disgusting accusations that men only care about looks. Appearance is the only thing women pay attention to at first. I know that the only reason you're talking to me right now is because I'm very attractive and athletic. If I were ugly, you wouldn't even talk to me. Boners just happen, and we have no idea why. We're not always horny when you have a hard-on, but still, His Majesty continues to stand proud. This thing does what it wants to do, and there's almost nothing we can do about it. No woman will ever know that I am scared to death of spiders. It's 10 a.m. I'm half asleep, trying to get through a work meeting, and the only thing I can think about now is sex. I feel betrayed when I tell a girl something, ask her to keep it a secret, and she turns around and tells her best friend and 3 of her friends. If a guy tells you something and asks you to keep it a secret, it means that you shut the fuck up, not blabber about it everywhere like Armenian radio. Girls can't keep secrets, and that's bullshit. We know that girls scrub their skin once or twice a month. Source: my sister told me. We will always look at women, always. It doesn't matter who it is, where we are. We look at a beautiful woman passing by every time. It can be physically painful not to look. Some men hide it better than others. Some distract attention. Look at this cute dog. Wow, what a strange advertisement on that bus. I have seen men of all sorts evaluate women in my presence. It doesn't matter what the situation is. It's unnoticeable, but we have to look. In the dark, you are all the same. Therefore, it is better to work on self-development and your individuality. The question of money. How much do I earn? How much did I save? The cost of my motorcycle and how much more expensive it is than my car. The cost of my membership in the club. I never mention this in front of women or men who could leak this information to women. Maybe it's just my opinion, but I've noticed that women are slowly beginning to realize that they don't need men that much. And we are beginning to fear this, to be honest. Some of us also like flowers and goodies, fruit cocktails, soft fluffy clothes, romantic gestures, etc. Of course, gay guys, you might say. No, not just gay guys. But because women will think we're gay if we're not. Of course, we keep it a secret. I think it's not as important as it used to be, but it's certainly something that's expected, that men behave like macho men. And of course, homophobia still exists, even in 2024. Women have an unquestionable right to many pleasant things in life. While men have to be satisfied with sports and cars. We are not doing this to eat ourselves, but to have in reserve in case you have a sweet tooth. We hold the door for you, or let you go ahead on the stairs to stare at your ass. The fact that when you mention your ex, we don't like it very much. Ladies, call your best friend and tell him you're bored and would rather have sex with him than watch Netflix alone. Let's see how many of you answer, I'm sorry, but we're just friends. We also like to receive compliments, but we almost never hear them. We usually don't remember what you wore last week, but we can remember every compliment you gave us. When we are silent, it does not always mean that something is wrong. We may just be preoccupied with our thoughts. We are sometimes annoyed by your mess, but we don't say anything because we know that we are not perfect. We actually notice if you're upset, even if you don't say so, but we often don't know how to ask. We sometimes worry that you'll get bored if we're too persistent. When we say that everything is fine, it may not be true, but we don't want to worry you. When we say that we like your culinary experiment, we sincerely mean it, even if the dish didn't turn out perfectly. We may be more confident in your beauty than you are, but we don't always know how to express it properly. If you recognize yourself or have been in a similar situation, subscribe and write comments.